Hello, welcome to this short presentation on the WTO Agreement on Rules of Origin. The WTO Agreement on Rules of Origin is one of the agreements managed by the WTO and which creates obligations for all WTO members. That is, it is a multilateral agreement. But before we discuss what the objectives and the obligations of the agreement are, let's first discuss what origin is. So, what is origin? Think of yourself. What is your origin? Origin is the source, the beginning, the starting point of a person. How do you define that? Your origin may be defined by your place of birth or the nationality of your parents. Your nationality will give you rights and obligations in your country, which will not be enjoyed by other nationalities. Your country has rules that explain how nationality is acquired or transferred. Now, what about goods? Well, it's the same. The origin of the good is the place where it was produced. However, identifying a single country of production can be very complex in a globalized world. Imagine how many countries intervene in the production of your mobile phone. Maybe it was shipped to your country from country A, but it was assembled in country B with pieces from several other countries. At this point you could ask, but why do we need to know the exact origin of a good? Well, there are several reasons. First, because consumers may want to know. Origin will be marked in the label of the product. Second, because origin may be important to guarantee product quality. Think, for instance, of diseases that affect goods in only some regions of the world. Third, because countries collect statistics about where their imports come from. Fourth, because tariffs, anti-dumping measures, such as safeguards and countervailing duties will be different depending on the origin of the country, of the good. For instance, imagine that country A and country B conclude a free trade agreement. Trade among them will no longer be subject to tariffs, but country C will continue to pay tariffs. So customs need to know when a good comes from country B or C in order to decide if customs duties should be paid or not. Let's now turn back to the WTO Agreement on Rules of Origin. The main objective of the agreement is to harmonize the rules of origin applied by all WTO members. Common, transparent rules were thought to facilitate trade, be more predictable, and avoid dispute. As a consequence, members created a WTO Committee on Rules of Origin and launched a work program on the harmonization of rules of origin. Remember, however, that the agreement only applies to non-preferential rules. In other words, the rules applied in the context of regional trade agreements or any other trade preferences are not concerned. They remain as they are. The intention was to harmonize only the rules that apply among countries whose trade is conducted on the basis of the WTO Most Favored Nation treatment. This work program is quite advanced, but not finished yet. Hence, in the time being, or in this transitional period, the agreement creates obligations for the different rules of origin applied by each WTO member. These obligations relate mostly to transparency, neutrality, non-discrimination, and their fairness. So to sum up, the WTO Agreement on Rules of Origin aims at facilitating global trade by harmonizing non-preferential rules of origin. Negotiations for harmonized rules, called the Harmonization Work Program, are still ongoing. And in the time being, members must ensure that the rules of origin are transparent, neutral, non-discriminatory, and that they can be reviewed independently in the case of conflict. Thank you for watching this short video.